Hi, my name's Sally Hurst and I've been shopping. And I've been shopping mainly because I'm trying to find an EU equivalent of this tool. This is a Messermiester Bowl scraper. That is the favourite tool for those of us who paint with oil and coal wax medium. But they are impossible to get in the UK without paying shipping that is 3 times as much as the actual tool costs. I know that Rebecca Crowell and Jerry have a shop called Squeegee Press, and they sell a range of very, very similar in different sizes. But again, the shipping is prohibitive, to say the least. I got this one from Amazon. Occasionally, Amazon will float it up for like £12, including postage from the States. Doesn't happen very often, so watch out for that. But I wanted to see what else was out there that would behave similarly. So this is the Messermiester, all right? It's silicone. It's slightly flexible. It has a steel inner core. Okay, so inside is quite stiff here, but once you hit the edges, there's a flexibility. Okay, I hope you're getting that. And a bend to it. Okay, so the bend is quite nice to be able to push paint around. The angle of the corner is particularly nice to push paint around, and you have one both sides. And it fits nicely in the hand. Okay, this is why we like it. All right, so you can spread, you can scrape, you can push your paint around. So that's the Messermiester. So what else do we have? This one is called a Zoe and Chloe, and it is pretty much the same. Again, it has a steel inner core. It is silicone, slightly more flexible, okay, than the Messermiester. This again I picked up on eBay for about £7, but again it's shipped from the States, and they don't come up very often, even on eBay. Okay, these are designed, by the way, for scraping out dough from a bowl in the kitchen. Messermiester is a kitchen product supply company. Okay, so that's the Zoe and Chloe. Okay, which is okay, a little bit too soft, I find personally on the corner, but it's fine. All right, so that's that one. I'm going to move these away as I work through them, and I will put the lists up with this. Okay, so this is what we're comparing it with. I tend to use a lot of, and that's why they're grubby, these. These are just called rubber squeegees, and I buy them on eBay. There's a link and I'll send it to you. I quite like these, mainly because they're like £3 each, okay, which is like super, super cheap, and they come in 2 sizes. They are stiffer. They're rubber. They haven't got anything inside, so they're flexible to do that, but the rubber itself is fairly hard. Okay, so they're good for really pushing the paint around, but you don't have the same edge flexibility that we have with the Messermiester, okay, which if you're kind of playing around with little bits and a bit of detail is really quite useful. But in terms of economy, these are great, and I use these when I'm doing large classes, and they're really good also for pushing printing ink into a colograph plate, pushing glue around, all those pastes and gels that I play around with, and they come in those 2 sizes. Okay, so they're good contenders. They're okay. They're made of rubber. These are made of silicone, so they're okay. I also use, this is a Catalyst one. Catalyst do a range. They also do a wedge one, which I don't have here. I'm afraid it's back in my apartment, okay, which is fine. I'll get one that's similar, and I'll ping a photo up of it. These are the Catalyst ones. They make, I think it's called a 06, and it's a grey, pale grey, or white, I think it's called, and it's even. You're seeing one of the serrated ones to get gouges in, but the even one. What's nice about the Catalyst tools is they fit really nicely in the hand. They've got they're really nice kind of pebble feel about them. Okay, and that's perfectly fine. I use that quite a lot. But the only one they do a grey one which is really hard, like this one. So the same lack of flexibility as this one, and the white one is slightly more flexible, but neither of them are as flexible on the ends as the Messermiester. Okay, so that's Catalyst. Then I went shopping. So that's what I have in my studio. So then I sat down and I thought, well, who else uses tools like this? And these three are pottery tools. These are made in America, but they're stocked in the pottery suppliers in the UK, and they're really not expensive. You're looking at £5 each for these ones. And I think this one was about £10. They're called mud tools, and they're designed if you're doing pottery. Oh, I haven't got anything that's like a pot here. Hold on. So yeah, you're making a pot, all right, and you want to keep the edge. They're called ribs, and as it's going on your wheel, you're trying to create a nice even edge. Okay, and obviously if you're working with a large one, for a large pot, that's what they're for. And they come in a range. There's 4 different colors, and each color has a different softness to it. I went for a blue one, which is the hardest one. Okay, and this is the shape of this is a number 4, and this one is softer. Okay, I would say this has the same flexibility as my Messermiester. But straight away, okay, even though they're nice, and I'm sure I'll use it, there's 2 things. I don't have an angle here. I've got one there, actually. I'll use these, but look, they're way smaller. Okay, so if you're working large, you might find this a little bit too small, but these are fine. And again, for £5, they're fine. This one, again, you can get this in the softer. So each shape comes in 4 different softnesses. And that's identified by the color. This one, I think, is a little bit too stiff for my use. Okay, I'd probably go for the green. All right, so if in terms of recommending a softness, the green seems fine, but that's got a really nice angle on it, like a right angle here, and they do fit quite nicely in the hand, but they're nowhere near as big as I would have liked, but they're fine for small things, and they are not expensive. This is a rib they make. And it's called a platter rib, and it's large. I quite like this, but it is hard. All right. So again, I'm not getting a right angle on the end, and I'm not getting any flexibility. I know exactly how I'm going to use this beast. All right. I'm going to be using this. I'll find a piece of paper. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to be using this as a straight edge. Okay. This isn't silicone. This is some kind of plastic. But it's a nice thing, all right? And that's going to clean up nicely. So I don't regret buying him at all. He's going to be happy in my studio. But he is not really a replacement for our silicone shaper because it's not as flexible and we don't have a right angle. I'm getting in a mess now. What's new, they say? Okay, so that's what they are. They're both made by Mud Tools. And again, they're available in the UK cheaply. All right. This is also and I got quite excited about this when it arrived. This is also a pottery tool made by a company. I don't know how to say it. CM is XIEM. And they make a range of really interesting things. Including, I'm going off piece now, including these. And I haven't used these yet, but these are kind of silicone-y, flexible, texture-y things, all right? So that's how you say it. It's called CM, Studio Tools, and these are texture combs. And that set was about £12. But as you know, silicone lasts for ages. So they'll be great on painting and also on jelly printing. So there's this, and I got excited about this. I like the shape of this. I like the angles of it. It's really soft. Okay, so I'm not sure how that's going to perform with the paint. Okay, it's way bendier. It flexes in my hand. I don't think I'm going to get much tension with that one, but we'll see. Okay, so this is what they are. Then in terms of other things, there's a lot of things online for ceramic tile finishing. So putting the grout into ceramic tiles. And this I saw on a form. It is silicone, and it's made by a company called Yato, and it does have a nice angle, but look how thick it is. That's about 1 centimetre deep. Okay, so I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. Okay, but I quite like how it feels in my hand, but I would have liked it thinner. Okay, when you think about how thin the Messermiester is, I've got a big thick thing here, and it might be quite nice just to make patterns with. Not sure about that one. Again, it wasn't expensive. And then I got very excited by this because of the size. Okay, this is made by a company in Barcelona. I can't say, it's got Lurky, I think. And it's a lovely picture on the box of someone spreading icing on a very nice cake. Incredibly flexible. You can almost bend it in half. So that's not going to be any use for pushing my coal wax around. It will be great for glue. And again, this was about £6. It wasn't expensive, okay? But look, it's way too soft for what we're wanting it to do. All right, that's just going to be floppy, too soft. Finally, I like this, okay? This is, again, it's got a steel core. Again, it's silicone. This was £3, including postage on eBay, and there's quite a lot of companies selling them, anywhere between £2.75, £3.50, etc. And it's called an Ethos silicone spreader. It has steel inside. It has a silicone. And I like the shape of it. The only thing it doesn't have my right angle at the corner. I don't even think I could cut it. But I've bought 4 or 5 of these now, actually, and I think for the money, okay, out of all these, for the money, I think this guy is going to earn its keep in my studio and be a respectable contender, okay, to my Messermiester. Equally this one, okay. But in terms of getting hold of something easily, cheaply, that's going to spread some paint around, says she, that's going to spread some paint around, is going to do what we want it to do, even though I don't have an angle. I think this is fine, okay? It fits nicely in my hand, and it's £3, guys, like super cheap, okay? It comes in a range of colours, 3 colours, red, grey, and I can't remember the third one. Okay, that's okay, all right? I quite like that. To demonstrate what I mean, if you're not used to this is the Messermiester. You can that's what I want. I want to be able to get flat glazes with my Messermiester, okay? And it does it with that. Let's scrape it off. Can't get it with that because it's not flat enough, okay? That's a flat edge. I don't have a flat edge. It will do it with this one. Okay, these are fine. If you find you've got these and they go a bit wrinkly with solvent, don't panic about it. It's not ruined. It kind of corrugates. It reacts to the solvent after a couple of hours. Just wash it and it will go flat again. Okay, so don't panic about those. The Zoe and Chloe is fine. Again, a nice big flat edge. I'm making a mess now. Joy of joys. What I do want to do, I'm itching to see what he. So again, I'm going to get a flat. These are designed for pottery to give a flat edge. So I can see this one being of some use if I want those large areas. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. Whoops. So he's good. I've got to clean all these now. Again, this is too soggy. That's too wet. These guys are fine. All right, that's okay. All right, so I'm going to get some flats with my pottery, my mud tools, but it's just not very satisfying to hold. You can only hold it by the tips of your fingers. You can't cuddle it in your hand. Okay, but in terms of a cheap tool that's going to give you some nice flats, that's fine. Okay, I certainly recommend that. This, again, I know what it's going to do. It's just too soft. So we don't want them too soft. This is the rubber one. I use this a lot. Okay, and again, I can get good flats down with that. Nice flat glazes. Or move it around or punch it about. I wasn't going to use any paint with these. I've now made a mess. I've got to clear up. That's okay. Hopefully that gives you some idea of what these do. The rubber one that I get on eBay, more than happy with this. He's going to be good for some big flat areas, even though it's not flexible. And I apologise that I didn't demonstrate this one. It was not in my studio, but I would recommend this, the Catalyst W06. Not very big, but it fits nicely in your hand and gives nice even spreads. And then finally, this one in terms of just general painting is quite nice, but you haven't got your flat areas. I will put links to all of these guys up with this film so that you can do some shopping for yourself. But I'd really like someone to come and clear this mess up. See you soon.